Born in an intellectual background, Dr. Noman Ahmed inherited a highly intense thirst for knowledge that today he is one of the distinguished researchers in urban planning. Professor Dr. Noman Ahmed is a distinguished architect and planner by profession. To take a glance on his educational background, one must start from the schooling, as it is the first step towards the inculcation of the foundation knowledge. Dr. Noman passed his matriculation from Little Folk School, North Nazimabad campus.
Dr. Noman Ahmed, a familiar student of this school, he was a very intelligent boy, an obedient student, plus a very cooperative, natured person. In person, he was cooperative to everyone. As far as my memory is concerned, he was cooperative to every student, to every colleague of that time. This is the list of the students who got highest percentages from Little Folk School. In 1981-82, the boy was Syed Tamirul Huda, but in 1980-81 was Noman Ahmed. At that time he was not doctor. At that time he was Noman only. And still I will call him Noman, not doctor. Noman Ahmed, and the percentage he obtained was 85.8%. If you look at these percentages, this percentage was the highest among all. From 76 to 84, the highest percentage was obtained by Noman Ahmed, and the percentage he obtained was 85.8%. And no one was competing him. इल्म है शाने मोहम्मद, इल्म है आने अली, इल्म इंसान का मुकद्दर, इल्म इंसान का वली, और नोमान इल्म ही से आदमी इंसान है और बिन इल्म आदमी हैवान है.
After this, he pursued his intermediate education from the renowned Adamji Government Science College, Karachi.
I'm extremely glad to know that Dr. Noman has received the Presidential Award. He has done tremendous amount of hard work and research in his field. I wish him all success in his future endeavors. Didar Murtaza, English Department, Adamji Government Science College.
First step towards the journey of professional education started from D.O.P College of Engineering and Technology.
नोमान अहमद साहब को पहले तो मैं मुबारकबाद देता हूँ कि उन्हें तमगा इम्तियाज़ मिला. मेरे ख़्याल में जो पेशा है आर्किटेक्चर और टाउन प्लानिंग का, इसमें उनसे ज़्यादा कोई इसका मुस्तहिक़ नहीं था. उनकी बहुत खिदमत है तदरीस के हवाले से भी और पेशे के हवाले से भी, और मैं थोड़ा सा इसका जिक्र करना चाहता हूँ. मैं नुमान को जानता हूँ जब से वो तालिब इल्म थे. मेरे भी तालिब इल्म रह चुके हैं. ये 80 की दिहाई की बात है। 1990 में उन्हें अपनी डिग्री मिली और उसके बाद उन्होंने दाऊद कॉलेज ही में पढ़ाना शुरू किया। उसी ज़माने की बात है कि उन्होंने मेरे साथ भी कुछ अरसे काम किया था। दाऊद कॉलेज के हालात उस ज़माने में कुछ अच्छे नहीं थे और कि दाऊद कॉलेज चलता रहा और वहाँ मुनासिब तालीम होती रही, जो कि जिसकी बुनियाद कौसर बशीर साहब ने और जावेद हैदर साहब ने डाली थी और अमीन शेख साहब ने। उसकी एक बहुत बड़ी वजह नोमान का वहाँ होना था।
I will second with that behavior which generally people may have concerning to the Noman, that he was right from day one very energetic, very punctual and very sincere, and he used to be right from start by doing something more, by adding some stress or by adding some extra time, by adding some extra energy. He used to keep on handling the situation here and there, parallel to us, parallel to the Kausar Bashir. So finally what happens, इससे बुनियाद ये नज़र आती है कि नोमान में वो एजुकेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म जो था वो तो था ही, मगर पर्सनली ही वॉज वेरी सिंसियर इन हिज एटीट्यूड, जो कि बहुत ज़रूरी होता है और नोमान में भरा हुआ था, अल्लाह ने नेमत दी थी उसको, और ग्रेजुअली वो ग्रो करके एजुकेशनल पोर्शन ऑफ द प्रोफेशन इंस्टेड ऑफ इंटायर पोर्शन इंक्लूडिंग द practicing architects and all that all appreciating that achievement, because all in all it is achievement of this profession that came in the name of Noman.
After this, he received a master's degree in city planning from the Middle East Technical University, Ankara, Turkey.
Professor Noman Ahmed for well over 30 years, since the time he was a student at the Department of Architecture, Dawood College. I am architect Mukhtar Hussain. Having returned from Bentu, Turkey after obtaining my BRs and masters there, I was frequently in the department for a lecture, a studio, or for discussions, and noted Noman's academic skills. Over the years, he imbibed qualities of academic excellence and leadership from Professor Kausar Bashir Ahmed and Professor Sumair Gurel, outstanding teachers with whom he worked closely and who became his mentors. All along, Professor Noman has been a researcher and prolific writer, having written books and hundreds of newspaper articles. He has continued to teach while moving up the academic ladder and has also proved adept administratively. I have observed him as an astute speaker, commentator and panelist at forums discussing architecture, education, history and politics, and have admired his ability to grasp the crux of a problem and to articulate his response quickly and meaningfully. I particularly admire his foresight and vision in moving the entire Department of Architecture and Planning from the NED University campus to the old campus of NED, creating a community-based environment for learning and interacting with the city and thriving in the heart of the older part of Karachi. Congratulations on your well-deserved award, Noman. You deserve all our admiration, praise, and best wishes.
He also obtained postgraduate training in urban and regional planning from the United Nations Center for Regional Development, Nagoya in Japan, and Center for Housing and Urban Development Studies, Harvard University, Cambridge, USA.
Hi, this is John Kalame. I'm recording this in Massachusetts in the United States, and I'm really pleased to be a part of this presentation for Professor Noman. I have known Noman for quite a while, 26 years, I think, actually. We met when we were in grad school, and we were both interns, sort of summer interns, in Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And so we were pretty young. We were in our 20s, and it was an unforgettable experience to be around Noman doing work in the field as someone who was so thoughtful and so wise, even though he was young and immature like all the rest of us in a certain way. He's no longer quite so young and immature, and neither am I, but I'm so proud to have known him for this whole time. He is really one of my most esteemed colleagues in the world, and I have been so lucky to be his guest in Pakistan twice now to assist him and his colleagues in their work at the university. There's so much I can say about Noman as a friend and as a person. He's a very kind person and very generous, as all of you probably know. His intellect is towering. His work is consistently strong. But I'll tell you two things that I admire most in the short time that I have. One is that I feel like as a teacher, he remains humble and with a sense of humor, and he shares himself as a human being with his students and does not put himself on a pedestal above them. That is very rare in my experience. The other thing I have to point out is how courageous Noman has been with his work. He is a person, an architect, a member of our field who probably could have done anything he wanted to in the field, but he chose to stay with topics that were most relevant to the least privileged people in the world. And working in Bosnia as a grad student is an excellent example of that. He, of course, has consistently worked in that mode, advocating for the people who don't have a strong voice in the government and in planning ever since then. So I know how rare and how difficult it is to stay on that theme of speaking up for good design for the people who need it most and who always deserve it, even if they don't have all of the privilege. And that will be the thing that I have learned most about from Noman over all of these years, is what integrity really looks like across an entire career. So we can talk a lot about all of his many accomplishments and all of his published papers, and they're wonderful. But what I will always cherish the most is his wholeness as a human being. So Noman, congratulations on this big award. I understand it's really a big deal. I'm not at all surprised that they gave it to you. Nice work, and it's been a great pleasure knowing you as a colleague and a friend.
Dr. Noman obtained his PhD from Loughborough University, UK.
I'm Suhail. Assalamu alaikum. Rabia, who is also one of our students, has asked me to say a few words about Noman. Noman was my PhD student many years ago. I'm not sure when was the first time I met Noman, but I presume that probably would be a long time ago. I was associated in some ways with Dr. Akhtar Hamid Khan's project, a Farangi pilot project, and was in communication and contact with people like Parveen and Anwar Rashid and Arif Hassan. But anyway, so at one point in time, Noman wanted to do his PhD, but he could not leave his university or his position, so we work out a package of part-time PhD. Noman worked very hard on his PhD, as you would expect that part-time PhD is a difficult ballgame. And he successfully completed his PhD and wrote few papers with us. He's doing well, I think, and in terms of administrative post, I presume that he must be performing well, but I don't know much about his, administrative performance, etc. We still keep some contact and trying to write some papers. He occasionally contacts me to do a few things for him. So I think we still have an active professional relationship. I found him to be very friendly, positive throughout my interaction with him. So I would just like to add, whatever the occasion is, I don't know much about, to wish him well and just say to keep it going. There's quite a lot of work to be done in the sector, or in fact generally anywhere. And thanks to Rabia for asking me to do this clip. Best wishes to Noman, his colleagues, and all of best wishes.
He is also a graduate of the 88th National Management course offered by the National School of Public Policy, Lahore, Pakistan. Dr. Noman holds the privilege to have taught in leading architecture and planning institutions besides supervising postgraduate research in the same disciplines. Of his literary contributions are the articles he publishes for the leading newspapers since 1988, along with his recent books such as Water Supply in Karachi, Issues and Prospects in 2008, the KBA Chronicle, Life and Works of Professor Kausar Bashir Ahmed in 2012, Karachi, the Land Issue by Oxford University Press in 2015, and Karachi from the Prism of Urban Design in 2016. He has been honored with notable awards such as the Best Teacher Award from Higher Education Commission, Government of Pakistan in 2009, Dr. Akhtar Hamid Khan Memorial Award from Pakistan Council of Social Sciences in 2010, and Best Writer Award from All Pakistan Newspaper Society, received from the then President of Pakistan in 2009. Due to his services and contributions for the progress of architecture and planning discipline in Pakistan, he has been awarded with SITARA IMTIAZ by the Government of Pakistan on 23rd March 2021.